In this video, we will continue to look at problems that are solved using the Fundamental Theorem of Calculus. Recall that the theorem says if f is continuous on the closed interval from a to b, and capital F is an indefinite integral or an antiderivative, then the integral from a to b of f of x dx is equal to the indefinite integral evaluated at the right endpoint, subtract the indefinite integral evaluated at the left endpoint. The first example that we'll be doing is the integral from 0 to 2 of the absolute value of 2x minus 1 dx. Now, there are no rules as of yet for evaluating the integral of an absolute value. So what we want to do is draw a sketch of this function and look at it to see what we can do. So the vertex of the absolute value function is here at 1/2. The left side of the function has a slope of -2, and the right side of the function has a slope of +2. We're evaluating from 0 to 2. So on this one, what we need to do is divide this into two pieces. The left piece is the integral from 0 to 1/2. And then the right piece will be the integral from 1/2 to 2. Now notice on this one, this integral from 0 to 1/2, so -2 is our slope on this line, and the y-intercept is +1. And then on this one, the integral from 1/2 to 2, the slope is +2, and the y-intercept is -1. We'll use the Fundamental Theorem of Calculus to integrate these two. And again, you increase the exponent by 1 and divide by the new exponent. So I have -2x squared divided by 2 plus 1x. And then on this one, it'll be 2x squared divided by 2 minus x. We'll evaluate each of these. You first put this top value in and then subtract from that the bottom value. So we have a -1/2 squared. Notice I canceled the 2's off here. Plus 1/2. And then subtract the 0 value substituted in. And then these two terms represent this one. Put your 2 in first, and then subtract 1/2 put into the expression. Simplify these. We have 1/4 plus 1/2, and then all of this is 0, so minus 0, and then plus 4, minus 2, and then minus 1/4 minus 1/2. Do the math and we get 5/2. Notice with geometry we would find the area of this triangle, so 1/2 the base times the height. My base is 1/2 and my height is 1. And then add to that the area of this triangle, again 1/2 the base times the height. The base is 1½ units, which I wrote as 3/2, and the height is 3. So when we do the math on this, we end up with 10/4, which is 5/2. In this example, we're asked to find the area of the region bounded by the graph of y equal 2x squared minus 3x plus 2 the x-axis and the vertical lines x equal 2 and x equal 0. So the graph of our region, this is a parabola that opens up, and x equals 0 is our y-axis and x equal 2 is our vertical line right here. So the region that we're examining is the shaded region right there. So by definition, the area will be the integral of that function from 0 to 2. We integrate, we get 2x cubed divided by 3 minus 3x squared divided by 2 plus 2x. Use the Fundamental Theorem of Calculus, and we put the 2 in first into all three terms, and then subtract. When we put the 0 in, we just get 0 on all of that. Do the math, and we end up with 10/3.